AJ here with a quick 2-year review of the first generation Apple Watch. I'm just going to kind of go over a couple of pros and cons um, with buying the Apple Watch today in 2018. Should you buy the first generation Apple Watch in 2018? So we're going to go over some quick little things. This is the 42 millimeter silver first generation Apple Watch, and right here it has the sport orange Apple band, and the quality of it, I mean, it feels pretty good. It's, it's really comfortable. Let's talk about the back here. So back here we have the heart rate sensor, the heart monitor, and you have your dial right here, and you have, I'll explain to you what these do here in a little. Right here you push down here and you're able to slide these out, and you're able to add new ones. There's different ones you could buy from Apple, which are very expensive, but in the end of the day, I say buying them from Apple is a lot worth it because they last a lot longer. I've gone through a couple pretty fast that weren't from Apple, and they did not last long at all. So I recommend, if you're going to buy Apple Watch band, to buy them from Apple if you have the money, of course. Right here you have the speakers, 2 speakers, you have the microphone. Now the speakers are okay, they're not very loud. They could be a lot better, which in the new Apple Watches they are a lot louder. Here you have the 42 millimeter screen. This is the new Apple Watch face that they just released on Monday, I believe it was, for Pride Month. And you can actually get the Apple Watch band that does match the wallpaper in the back. So let me go in. Let me unlock this for you guys. So here you scroll down and you'll get notifications. Scroll up and you get your battery percentage. You can click on that, enable power reserve, and it will completely turn off and only show you the time when do you click this button. So then from here you can enter power reserve mode, and it will actually go into where it will only show the time when clicking this button, and it will only show the time, and I believe it shows the date too. Over here you have airplane mode. Enabling airplane mode will actually enable it on your iPhone as well. This is Find My iPhone. You click that and your iPhone will actually ring and flash. This is a flashlight. There's actually a flashlight on here, and it actually gets brighter as you move it away from you. You could slide, let me try that again. You can slide over and you got a flashing one. And then you got a red one, and it's just a complete dark red. I'm not sure what this one is for, but there's a dark red. Then you have, this is used for movie theaters, so enabling it will turn off notifications sound, and it will only allow haptic feedback. And when you trigger the screen by facing it towards you, once again, it will not turn on. So when you have this enabled, the only way to turn on the screen on the Apple Watch is by clicking one of these buttons or double tapping on the screen. Turn that off. So this is to mute, and this is to add. You can actually connect Bluetooth to the Apple Watch, so you can have a pair of headphones. So you can have AirPods or Beats headphones that are Bluetooth. You can actually connect it. We're going to go to the apps. And here in the apps, this is what we're looking at. You got your time, so you just click on that. Bring up your time. Your maps. Maps usually takes a long time here in the generation 1. Weather usually takes a while too. Photos, alarm clock. Everything has to connect to sometimes to your iPhone, so it takes a while to load. Here you got your workout app. And so the OS, for this first generation Apple Watch is, okay. It is a lot slower compared to the new ones. Let's try music. So, and just the overall, OS of itself, is okay. So right here you have your, it's kind of like a home button, like on the iPhone. So you hold it down, and you will enable Siri, and Siri will actually connect with your iPhone, your Apple iPhone, and send information to your Apple Watch. Just click that to get out of it again. You can also say, "Hey Siri," and she will also enable, as long as it's on your wrist and you're looking at the Apple Watch. This button right here will show the last applications that you were on and that you were using, and then jump into this and it will jump right back into your apps. So now let me talk about durability. So this thing has gone through a lot. So I don't know if you guys can see this. It's kind of hard to see. Here we go. So the Apple Watch itself, the glass that they use, is very durable. I've scraped it on walls, I've dropped it on the floor, I've dropped it on concrete. I've banged into so many things, and this thing has not cracked. So this little thing that you guys are seeing right there is a scratch. It's a deep scratch though, like if I rub my nail over it, I can feel it. It is a deep scratch, but it is not cracked. Now, if this was normal glass, the glass would have more than likely cracked. Now, scratches, it isn't, to me, I guess it just depends how you look at it. In the sun, you can see a lot more scratches. But they're just little scratches that you would get from normal wear and tear. Nothing, crazy. You can see some there. Those are mostly deep scratches. On the side, you can see some bangs right there. That was that took a hard hit to put that there. It didn't go very easy. Scratch right there. The overall though, the design and just the material that they use for the Apple Watch is it's very well built, and it is strong. It is very hard to break the Apple Watch. It's very hard to crack the Apple Watch. It's pretty tough. Now the glass back here, I've noticed. Let me see if I can get you guys to see it. Is very scratched. This glass back here scratches very easily, and most of the scratches that you see right here actually come from the charger itself. So putting the Apple Watch on and off the charger actually has put those scratches there. Because when I take it off, the only place it ever usually goes is on the charger. Now, as you can see here, you can see it says 42 millimeter case, 7000 series aluminum. This aluminum is pretty tough. It's, you can bang it on a lot of things, and it's gonna take a lot to dent it or anything. I do have a dent right here. Remember, this thing's a little bit over 2 years old, so it's gone through a lot. I've replaced the Apple bands twice. This is only the second one. I have a couple other ones. So yeah, there's that. Not much. Is it worth buying today in 2018? In my opinion, no. If you're going to buy the Apple Watch first generation in 2018, I would personally not buy it. And here are the reasons. So, when you open up an application on the Apple Watch, some applications will open up instantly and some won't. For the Apple Watch, most people will actually use the Apple Watch so they can look at notifications or open an easy application like music or maps instead of taking their phone out of their pocket. And sometimes taking your phone out of your pocket and unlocking your iPhone and going into the app is a lot faster than actually loading the app on your Apple Watch. A couple of other things is I've had a lot of bugs on the Apple Watch. I don't know if they're necessarily bugs or it's just the Apple Watch and the software is just a lot newer for the Apple Watch and it's just unable to handle it. So a lot of problems that I get is actually in messages. So I get a lot of problems where messages either don't send or when I do voiceover, it just doesn't work. I have a lot of problems with messages. I hardly ever use messages on my Apple Watch. The only time is when I get a message and it comes up on the notification. It will come up right here and I will read it, and if I reply, I always reply back on my iPhone no matter what because it's just so slow on this first generation Apple Watch. Now the newer generations, their OS is a lot better. They have a lot better processing power, and they can load stuff a lot faster. So in my personal opinion, if I was to buy the first generation Apple Watch today, I would not buy it because of these reasons. That's about another thing is so Apple never officially announced that this Apple Watch, the first generation Apple Watch, was waterproof. But since I've had it, I've jumped in pools, I've gone swimming, taken showers with this thing, and over the last 2.5 years, it is still going. And I mean, I've gone pretty deep with it. I've gone to the lake, and this thing is still going. The speaker is holding up pretty well. The microphone's holding up pretty well. Everything works normal. Now, in the new Apple Watch, you can actually push a button in the I believe in the notification center, and it will actually use the speakers to push the water out of the Apple Watch. And so now when you're using this Apple Watch, it actually takes a good while for the water to exit out of the speakers and for you to use the speakers again. But it does not actually get in. This thing is pretty sealed up. The water has not gotten in that I've known of because, I mean, obviously it's still working. So those are the cons. The pros would be it does good in water. It looks good. It shows the time pretty well. And it just does basic things that you need to do. And for those reasons, I would say that if you're a beginning Apple user and you don't want to spend so much money on a new Apple Watch, go ahead and get it. But if you're someone who needs to, load music or load maps fast, then I would say it is not worth purchasing this Apple Watch right here. Now this right here is the charger for the Apple Watch. This is what comes in the box when you purchase an Apple Watch, is this charger right here. So it lays flat. The top is magnetic. So once you go and you'll just lay it on top just right here and magnetic, and you'll hear a little click. And that's when you know it's charging. You can actually put it as a nightstand to show the time, just like this, and it will after a little bit it'll turn off just like that, but after there's some movement, the Apple Watch will turn back on and show the time, and it's very sensitive to movement, so just barely tapping the table will actually kick on. You can also view the time in this direction. just like this. And you can see it is magnet, so it does hang just like that. And this, so the charger comes standard, and it comes, here goes the adapter into the wall port, just like this. The Apple Watch charges very fast. I can get 100% battery within 25-30 minutes, depending on how dead it is. If you do it completely from it being dead all the way down to 0, it takes about, I would say, no more than 35 minutes to charge this thing up to 100%. So it charges very fast. Battery life, I get about all day battery. You know, I usually wake up about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it will last till about 12:30 at night. As you can see, it still has some juice in it. It has about 25%. And the charger itself is very long. Very, very long. So you get a very long charger. And I mean, it's about 2-3 times longer than your normal charger, like for your iPhone or your iPad. And this long charger only comes with the first generation Apple Watch. The newer generations do not have a charger this long, which I think is ridiculous. They should have kept it like that. You can actually have different charging accessories and still use this charger. And you can add, Apple has like their watch stand, and you can just run the cord, and it hides pretty well, and you just sit the Apple Watch on top, and it will charge just like this. So yeah, if you're looking into buying an Apple Watch and you're wanting to know, you know, if this first generation Apple Watch is still good to buy in 2018, go ahead and do it. If you don't have the money to buy a new one, if you do have the money to buy a new one, just buy a new one, because it is a lot easier, a lot faster, a lot smoother to use, and you won't have any problems, any lags, and you will get some new features that this Apple Watch does not support. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day.